Hello everyone, and welcome back. Today we're playing Oxygen Not Included. And 1 second, I gotta turn off my thing. Alright, I was getting an echo of my own voice because I forgot to turn the monitoring off. Alright, well we're back. It has been about a day since I recorded the last episode. And I put a little reminder to test out the ore scrubber. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to try to create one and try to scrub some slime. See if we can get rid of that those germs on there. And hopefully not have to worry so much about the alcohol distillers dropping slime lung all over the place. So I don't see it listed. Did we research it yet? That's a negative on that. So we are pretty close. A few more points. So, alright, well we're growing the mealwood, that's good. And the bristle blossom. Now here's the question, did we get any more bristle blossom seeds? If I click here on seed, blossom seeds 0. So no, we did not. But while we wait for that research, I guess I can set up 1 or 2 hydroponic farms. I think we can decommission these outhouses now. Okay, research finished, so now we can build an ore scrubber. It's in utilities, actually. Interesting, it has a direction. Has a direction just like the wash basins and sinks. I've never used this thing, so we'll learn it together. Unreachable, why? This door is open, so why can't they reach it here? I don't understand. So one way of figuring that out is if you click on any duplicate and hit show navigation, and the white lines are where they can stand. And as you can see, they can in fact reach this door, so I don't know why it's saying unreachable, but it is. Let's take a look and see errands. No available errands. And this dig, not permitted, requires a learned skill. It's just granite, right? Yeah. Oh, that's why. This digger died. And he was the only one that could do that. Oh, this needs an input of chlorine. Well, that's not something we can set up immediately. Interesting. Well, we've got a lot of chlorine around here. Okay, this thing isn't quite as useful as I imagined because a few reasons. One is it doesn't, as far as I can tell, you can't just deliver ore to it from anywhere. It has to, you have to pass by this place, which I suppose I could put it here, but then once I have algae distillers, it's gonna, those are gonna be placed all around. Unless I have a specific setup, I'd have to have like all the algae distillers all in one area and then have the ore scrubber. I think I'm not going to worry about the slime lung, because that sounds like much more of a hassle than it's worth. Maybe on other maps where things are harder and the germs are more of a problem. But we need to find a new duplicant that can dig. Excavation 1, 1, 1, 3. Max is a researcher though. May is a researcher. Max and May are both good at excavation, but we need them for research. Oh man. Oh wait, May can do hard digging. But maybe it requires super hard? I don't think so. I think it's granite. Unreachable. It's definitely not unreachable. Not permitted. May, not permitted. May's not allowed to construction dig. Are you sure? Oh. She can't do building errands. Okay, well what if I do this? What if I cancel the building itself and I have May just dig this one? Will that work? Looks like it will. Someone else can build the thing. That seems like an odd way of limiting things, because the way I had it set up, that could have theoretically happened on its own. It didn't need to be set up as two different steps. But let's see if we can get someone over here to dig this out. It's gonna have to be May. Yeah, here comes May. There you go. And now I can build the airlock. So that's something I will probably be sending as feedback to the developers. That's not the expected behavior. Okay, cool. And Devin's on his way. His or her way? I don't know. Their way to building the airlock that I so desperately need. Alright. So perhaps I will try to do the algae distillers through this chlorine technique. Let's see how it goes. How much chlorine does it need? $70 grams per use. So that would be 7 canisters. So a canister filler would probably not be the best way to go with it. I could do a gas pump, maybe with automation, or I could start to clear out this chlorine by filling a gas reservoir. Maybe that's the best way to do it. Gonna need a couple of airlocks. So, interestingly, I opened up the sandbox yesterday, cleared out a nice big area, and I started messing around with trying to generate steam hot enough and in enough volume to power a steam generator. And even with the sandbox tools, I could not get the thing working. So, they are incredibly hard to work. Now, short of running it off of magma, which I didn't try last night, that seems like it's not that plausible anymore. I know it used to be plausible with the aqua tuners and creating heat from cooling. And so you could do two things with one. You could cool your base and power a steam generator both at the same time. But now it doesn't seem to be all that that useful. So, okay, cool. We got this airlock system going. So now we can just send people out and dig to their heart's content. So we will go ahead and do that. I think the best way to do this is going to be to dig a ladder straight down as soon as possible and kind of dig out this area so that all the water goes straight down there, and I'll just let this abyssalite be a natural reservoir for this water, polluted water. Now, with only 8 duplicants, having 2 big projects, this chlorine ore scrubber situation and this slime digging operation, is going to be a bit of a hassle, but it's manageable. I am looking at my options for editing software right now. I'm going to try out a couple of free options, and I'm going to potentially get a subscription to Adobe Premiere, which is what the pros use, I guess. And it's not that expensive. It's only $21 a month for that subscription, so that's manageable for sure. And so hopefully I can get some editing going. I am somewhat experienced with editing video, so it shouldn't be too hard to get back into it, and then I can start producing much more edited content that will be easier to digest. So look for that in the near future. I think we can go ahead and speed up the game a little bit for now. Alright, so we've got this reservoir built. We need a gas filter. Put it right there. A gas pump. Put it at the bottom because chlorine sinks. Get that up over there. Because chlorine sinks, we'll vent it right here at the top. And now that we have our filtered gas, we can have that come into this input. And at least we can fill this thing up with chlorine. We need power. I still don't have smart batteries. That's weird. I thought I had researched those. That's all I need for power, huh? Well, that should do it. We gotta clear these tiles. Yeah, I know, 3 airlocks, but this one is gonna basically, because if they're walking in and out of here, we're gonna lose chlorine into this space, And I really don't want to go through the trouble of fishing it out of that space or letting it filter down here. Deal with it later. None of that sounds particularly... Where does polluted water... Oh, come on. This is what I was trying to prevent. Mop that up. And this. I kind of knew that was going to happen. Like, I saw it coming. And I did nothing to stop it. So that's entirely my fault. Research is done. I really ought to work towards exosuits. What else might I need? Yeah, we got most of the important stuff, it looks like. Smelting is going to be a little while before we can actually mess around with that. Oh, I did need... No, I got animal control, so I can set that up. Yeah, so... Yeah, smart batteries, so we got to do this one. Which one is more important? I think the smart batteries are actually more important, if I'm honest. They give off a lot less heat. They lose their charge a lot slower than the jumbo batteries. But, on the other hand, I do need refined metal for those, don't I? This build is going to take forever. Alright, I did not find what I'm looking for with these guys, but maybe I can make him our artist. Decreased athletics. Decreased athletics plus 3 strength. Interesting. Oh, well. Right, I was thinking noodle arms, but that's not what he has. Agriculture and cuisine. Thimble reeds. Nah, we're gonna go with him. But his name is not Meep. His name is... Meep Meep. I know, you thought I was gonna go a different direction with that, don't you? Alright, well this is becoming... urgent. What on earth is everybody doing? Oh, everyone's on the same schedule for some reason. I think what I'll do is I'll put a storage bin right down here. And we'll store some algae or slime down there as well. Alright, so we got our smart batteries. And Let's just work towards exosuits. Atmos suits. I thought I mopped this. Oh, we need to generate more oxygen. I'm wondering if maybe it's time for me to set up my first electrolyzers. This is a pretty complicated build, and I don't have a lot of dupes available to build it. Well, I guess to answer this question, we should look at our algae, 17 tons of it, and our slime, a little over 1 ton, but we're collecting a lot right here. So at least for the time being, I can really just use more algae. Maybe some up here. And maybe one down here. Maybe... well, if I do it here, maybe it'll push the carbon dioxide down and over. Oh, which grids can we use? This one... oh, that's, what, 120, 240, 120, 120. That one's got plenty of space on the grid. Obviously this one can handle it. I wasn't planning on digging up these tiles just yet, but since we're putting a power down there, those tiles are gonna go away and disappear forever, so we need to replace them. Okay, well that's a lot of stuff for my dupes to do, so I'm actually going to go ahead and put a break in the episode, and if anything interesting happens, I'll bring you right back. Okay, and welcome back, and so I did find something interesting. This outhouse is not permitted to be built because May is the only one that can do hard digging, and if she has to construct something, she can't do it. So in order to dig there, you have to cancel these buildings. Yeah, that is granite. I don't know why it's brown, because all the granite I've found so far was gray, but I'll take their word for it. So yeah, we have to cancel the buildings, set up the dig, and then once the area is completely clear, then we can have someone other than May actually construct the building. Now, thinking about this, I am putting a pump down here to pump up the water into a water sieve, and that's going to filter out the polluted water, and I'm going to put it in this reservoir here. Reason being, I think there's germs. Let me see here. Well, there are not germs here, but just in case there are, I would like to not dump those germs into my water supply. Wrong button. My water supplies so far are both pristine, and I'd like to keep them that way. So yeah, we're making some progress on the builds. Go ahead and speed it back up again. I do need some pipes. Nope, I don't want to connect it to that. I want to connect right there. And then the output can go to the input. I just want to fill that up with clean water, and then I'll check to make sure that there's no germs before I send it elsewhere. Probably this is probably going to feed my electrolyzers. I'm not sure yet. $790. That grid can handle a little bit more. New printables. Someone with science or excavation, right? Or husbandry. Don't we need a rancher? Athletics, agriculture. Doctoring, not that important. Fried mushroom, that's a lot of calories. Let's check. Because Bubbles is looking pretty good. Let's check who's our rancher right now. Ruby is our rancher. Ruby has +2 husbandry, so that would be a 2. Well, we can skill scrub Ruby. And Ruby is good at agriculture, so Ruby can be a farmer. Okay, I see a plan developing here. So yeah, we will go ahead and print Bubbles. Bubbles is allergic to floral scent, not a problem. And morning attribute, so let's see if we can put her in the morning schedule. She's going to be our new rancher. And just like that. Who did we say? Ruby is going in the skill scrubber. No research, so that means we have Atmos suits. Okay, I dig that for sure. Although, I think we haven't grown any thimble reeds yet. So we gotta get on that. Yeah, other than that, all these research is stuff that I haven't really messed around with. Don't really feel the need to. I mean, I've touched on some of these. I guess we'll go to superheating. Bunker door. Yeah. Maybe we'll work our way to space. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and start growing some thimble reeds. I have 2 seeds. So I went to Wally World today and I got a cheap mouse. And so I can click and drag without any trouble, and I can click once on things instead of having it click twice. It's a very clicky, loud sounding mouse, but I have the noise gate set pretty high, so that is going to filter out most of the mouse clicks, unless I'm currently talking. Then you guys will probably hear it quite a bit. Later on, I'm going to get do some research and find the quietest mouse I can possibly find, which would hopefully be a gaming mouse. I don't care if it's wireless, but it's got to be comfortable. My hands cramp up real bad with mice. I've never actually paid attention to how the skill scrubber works. I can see it's low on power. Speaking of power, let's get at least one gas reservoir set up for this business. Now, you may not have known, but you can set up airlocks to be vertical, which is exactly what I'm going to do here. Wow, this one battery is powering 4 airlocks. It's fine. Bubbles is already having an allergic reaction. Oh, why is this not being built? Alright, starting to look pretty good. We're reaching that point where if we expand too quickly, we're going to have a lot of disasters. But if we're careful and meticulous, then we'll be just fine. Oh, these thimble reeds can't grow in water. They need polluted water. So let's set them up on farm tiles instead of hydroponic farm tiles, because it'll be that much easier. Now, I'm pretty sure if you uproot something that's growing, you get the seed back 100% of the time. I'm not 100% sure, because there's a seed chance, which I think is about 10%. So hopefully we get 2 back. I'm just gonna double check that we have... So we have 1 right now. Alright. So, and then they need a good temperature, right? 71 to 98. That should be doable for now. So we'll set up 3 of them for now. 1, 2, 3. Sounds fine to me. Alright, skill scrubber's currently inactive, so Ruby needs to be given a job. So Ruby's good at machinery and agriculture. So we'll give Ruby crop tending. And why not? Improved farming, give her an extra 2 farming. So she'll farm very quickly, 9 total agriculture. She can also work in our greenhouse. Fertilizer needs polluted water. Okay. I haven't researched the greenhouse technology yet. Oh, yeah, it's there. Farm station. Oh, yeah, it's a station, so it's here. Okay, what does it need? Or, what I'm trying to learn here. Yeah, okay, so we can increase our bristle blossom growing, which is very helpful. And our thimbleweed growth as well. So I think that's a good idea. We'll put it on the list. It can wait a little bit, but we need to make a greenhouse. This is going to filter chlorine. And yeah, that's unreachable, obviously. I completely forgot. Oh, there's a balm lily here, so we're going to uproot that. And we need a ladder here as well. I guess it's going to have to be here. And they can jump across. Yeah, okay. So boop boop, boop boop. And then boop boop as soon as this balm lily's dug up. Rather than increase the priority, I'm actually going to decrease the priority on these digs. Not that one though. And I'm going to do 4. So that way after everything else that's more important is done. See, my yellow alert went off, which is to remind me not to forget to build a ladder here. See how helpful that is? A neat little trick. I would have completely forgotten otherwise. For maybe like 10 game minutes? I don't know. No gas intake. Oh. Really? No gas intake? Let me take a look. Output. Oh yeah, I have this whole setup backwards. So we'll get... Oh, that's the P, not the O. Okay, we'll get the right intake. There we go. Glad I caught that. That would have been a hassle. Yeah, we're still leaking chlorine. That is not what I wanted. These two airlocks are too close together. Well, it's minimal. There's other sources of it. We'll see how that build works out when it's done. And what I'm gonna do is set up these tiles. See, I could cancel here with the cancel tool, but if I select the tile itself and cancel just the tile, then the wire and the pipe will not get canceled. so it won't mess anything up. So I highly recommend, if you have multiple layers of builds pending, or if they're already built and you're deconstructing, to go ahead and do it that way instead. It's a lot easier than cancel and then switch the type, blah blah blah, and then later on when you go back to cancel something else, the type will be selected, so you have to select it. It's just a lot easier just to click the tile. How's the park doing? Is it still a park? Yes, still a nature reserve. So that is much better than anything I've done before, because by now this would have been completely destroyed and nobody would be getting the benefit from it. So we're actually making a lot of progress, which is good. No filter, because I deconstructed it. Now, one thing I need soon is automation. I need automation because this thing running constantly is not going to be that useful. But the awesome bit here is, well, if I just set up a liquid reservoir like so, yeah, we'll put it on the lower shelf, and we'll build the, what was it considered, a station? Oh no, it's a utility. So ore scrubber can go right here on the end. Maybe I need a door. Give it a door. This ore scrubber is going to be right-handed direction only. And it's going to get chlorine gas from this bad boy. Let's go through the airlock. I'm gonna have like oxygen and things like that going through this ladder area. Okay, that's looking nice. So let's make sure that gets built. Make sure this gets built. And make sure this gets built. And after all that stuff gets built, actually, do we have enough toilets? Yeah, we're good for now. Okay, did we get the, let's take a look. Seeds, thimbleweed, well, now we have 4, so that's odd. We either picked one up from somewhere while we were digging, or we got 2 back from one of these, which is a little strange. But that also means we can use another tile. This bad boy can get deconstructed, because we're not storing food there anymore. Alright, so as soon as these pipes are finished, this chlorine reservoir is going to be done. So now we can go ahead and do an algae distillery. And we can drop the stuff down into this reservoir. Hopefully, I'm hoping that this algae distillery will be completely free of all slime along. And then we can drop the polluted water in here, and we'll either feed it to our plants or bring it up to a water sieve. Something like that. I'm trying not to pollute any of the water sources. In the last one I had my toilets and sinks hooked up perfectly to, I had them just cycling the food poisoning in and out. Like if I was using this water, it would go up to the toilets and sinks and right back down and add the food poisoning into that water and reuse it. So it was a contaminated source of water that I had to keep isolated away from the other sources. It doesn't matter so much because when they use the toilet they get food poisoning anyway, and then when they use the sink it completely washes away the food poisoning. So it didn't matter that you were using germy water in the bathroom itself. It's just that the water source became usable only for that, and it was quite a large water source. It was a large area. But going this route. Now there's ways to clean the germs out of water. It's a pain in the butt. It's the same thing as what we're doing here, except for you have to let basically this liquid reservoir, if it was filled with germy water, would have to sit in a chlorine area for about a cycle, maybe less. And you had to set up automation to do that, and liquid shutoffs everywhere, and it was just I know how to set it up now, but learning how to set that up the first time was not easy at all. So if you do attempt to do it, give yourself plenty of time. Make sure there's not other stuff to distract you, because you know the easiest way to complicate a build like that is to not have your colony in good shape before you try to build it. Then you get pulled away to clean up messes and all kinds of things. Okay, well, I'm not even remotely prepared to set up this ventilation, actually. I think it's just going to be a simple gas pump and gas filter and drop it right in there. New critter. Alright. Speaking of which, we did set up incubators, although they require quite a bit of power. Lacks ranching skill. Right, Bubbles is not going to be a rancher for a while. We should have waited to skill scrub Ruby, because we have to wait until Bubbles gets a skill point. Okie dokie, we don't have a rancher to take care of our hatches. Well, they'll take care of themselves for now. They'll be a little bit unhappy. Oh, my yellow alert didn't work for this, because I did forget that. What are the seeds? Balm lily, buddy buddy. Mealwood. I think I'm gonna leave the mealwood supply the way it is. Rock crusher. Now I want to be careful with the rock crusher, because you'll notice here copper ore, 100 kilograms, and the output is copper, which is a refined metal, which is awesome. It helps you build new stuff. 50 kilograms. So you're getting half the copper back. Versus the metal refinery. This one has a lot of problems. It generates heat just in its area, and it significantly heats and outputs the liquid piped into it, so you need to pipe a coolant liquid into it. It's going to heat up the liquid, and then you pipe the coolant liquid out, which is going to be very significantly heated. And that's on top of the heat output that it's giving to its surroundings. Not only that, but it takes 1.2 kilowatts of power. That's 200 watts of power more than what a regular wire can handle. So before you actually set that building up, you need to have your have everything prepared. You need a method of cooling. You need a stronger source of power, things like that. And we're not ready for that yet. So the rock crusher, I want to be careful. I don't want to create too much copper, but I do need some. We've got 60 tons of it, but we're going to go through a lot of it. So let's do 10 tons. Right? So that's 100 copper batches. It won't let me do 100. Really? 99? Oh, it goes from 99 to forever, so we'll do 99. I mean, that is a lot, but... And I'm going to set this on a priority 4. For now. I should not have that on a 4, but it's fine. Ah, we can't build that. It needs a ladder. Now an atmosuit checkpoint down here is what I'm thinking, so we can explore down to the oil biome. But the only thing is, atmosuit checkpoints cannot go vertically, so having this go straight down is a problem. But I want my fire pole and my ladder to go all the way down, if possible. It doesn't seem like that's going to be something I can do, because I'm going to have to put a break in it somewhere over here so I can go horizontal with the... Well, I'd have to break it anyway, but still. And it's not as easy as just moving airlocks. Because atmosuits require a lot of stuff. They require power, they require oxygen. So moving your atmosuit checkpoints and your atmosuit docks is quite a hassle, actually. And not something that I want to do. I suppose I'll put a limit on how big my base is. Oh look, we finally found a cold biome. So I'll have to be very careful of how I approach this biome, but we're definitely heading there soon. Soonish. Okay, new printables. Well, the cook that we have I think is mediocre, I'm not sure. So, Jean is a slow learner though. Not a big deal. Snazzy suit's actually really important. If you look at our decor overlay, all the red is bad and all the green is good. And there's very little green. Just in the natural places where there's a lot of plants. So yeah, that's all this machinery, wires, plumbing, everything. It just decreases the decor. So we definitely don't want that all the time. What a snazzy suit does, if you're not aware, is it allows a duplicate to wear it, and everywhere they go, they increase the decor a little bit, which is really cool. But we can make those out of thimble reeds. Anyway, who are we gonna print? I think we're gonna... Oh, I wanted to look at our cook, Nisbet, right? Nisbet started with 0 cuisine. That's what I thought. So we trained Nisbet in cooking, just so that we had a chef. So we're gonna skill scrub Nisbet, and we're gonna choose Jean. And Jean is immediately going to learn grilling. And Nisbet is good at what? What are you good at? Well, she moves quickly. She has a high strength. So she's going to go back to learning improved carrying and improved carrying 2. Okay, well this is a good stopping point for this particular episode. We've made a lot of progress, although it doesn't feel like it. This pump is not active? Why not? Oh, there's a section here. Nobody's permitted to build that. So we're gonna go ahead and build those, and we're gonna cancel this pipe. And then we're gonna dig here. Why did I run the power through the... whatever. I was gonna run the power through the floor. That was the idea. But yeah, as soon as this pump is active, then this should be active, and it'll fill this with clean water. I'll choose a research before we end the episode. So we are going to be working towards plastics soonish, but I think I need automation first. Yeah, let's start working on automation. So I never used parallel automation, and these and OR gates, but I do use the filter gates occasionally. Duplicate checkpoint. What does that even... Oh, okay, yeah. It's just like so that people can't pass unless you turn it on. I gotta learn how to use this SR latch because that looks pretty handy. Alright, well we're gonna work towards all of that. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 technologies before I need to select another one. Alright, well that's it. We got our ore scrubber completely up and running now, filled with chlorine and everything. The good thing about that is it's pumping chlorine out of here, and it's pretty much empty now. So maybe I can just move this pump up into here, because we got plenty of space for chlorine. I'm just going to store it. I don't know, does that thing leak? Storage capacity... Oh, it doesn't look like it leaks, so yeah, we're just gonna find sources of chlorine throughout and pump it into there. Or we're gonna do the same over here with natural gas. And yeah, so I'm not sure what I'm gonna build in the next episode, but we'll find out very shortly. Thanks for watching, guys. Please consider to like, comment, subscribe, and definitely have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.